Yeah. Now let's jump into this series. In the bottom left we do have Bunny, in the bottom top right we do have Solar. It's gonna be a TVZ. I'm expecting actually that 3 base setup here from Bunny, to be honest. And yeah, I don't expect Solar also to go for anything super aggressive. So on this map, Amygdala, I'm kind of feeling like a 3 to 4 base setup here for both players and trying to play that long game, trading game. And I hope... I'm gonna go now to the restroom. Just gonna let you guys enjoy this overlord here. Cruise across the map and yeah. Gonna be right back in one moment. Hello and welcome everybody. Now we're back here, and as you can see, nothing really had happened. The Overlord did find a sweet spot. We do see the Reapers trying to achieve a delay here. Maybe kill a drone. It's not gonna happen though. Maybe the delay did happen a little bit. Oh, what? No, I don't believe my eyes. Solar basically handed that to Bunny on a silver plate there. Now 3 commands and the Hellion Banshee follow up here for Bunny. And the 3 base setup, of course, for a Zerg player, going into only speed, then pulling out of gas, maximizing his income for minerals. And Bunny could try to attempt to snipe this one again. Of course, Hellions don't really do that much damage against the buildings, but can just pile on the damage, and once he has the Banshees, could try and overpower this one. As long as it does not finish, he has a chance to cancel this. And we do see already a drone. Drone's joining in already here to try and mine from this. Long distance mining now. This could be a target for the Hellion Reaper. Banshee is going into a different direction. I'm pretty sure this was seen by the Overlord. Banshee coming in here. He's gonna find a little bit of an exposed drone there, but he eats some damage from that queen, so he needs to go back. Only one drone so far. Double engineering bay follow up here. 5 barracks. Super fast here. And yeah, Bunny looking to explode on the map here. Now Solar is taking his 4th base. Of course, this was not really attempted to be cancelled. And in the end, the Hellion Banshee only stuck around to try and control the growth here on this side of the map. But again, it's gonna be just so difficult to try and get a cancel with only Hellions and a Reaper. He just does not have the numbers. He has the Banshees coming now. There is no Overseer ready yet, and this might be just what he needs. He's gonna come in again. Gonna try and delay the creep as well. Does not get the drone though. Oh, the Banshees could get some damage taken here. Oh, he needs to walk with them. No. Bunny. That's sloppy. He still does keep both of them alive. I hope he repairs them up. Now Hellions trying to come in again here, but yeah, of course, they're not gonna cancel the structure here on their own. Now 1-1 is halfway done here. We do see that tank being kind of rallied weirdly. Hope he's gonna make it out. The Hydralisk Den is done. You see the 5th base here for Solar being taken. And Bailing Speed just finishing up here. Now Solar's gonna save these overmine structures from bleeding out with the creep. But Bunny might prevent him. Yeah. The 1 is gonna open here in a moment. That does mean that Bunny has like means of escape into this direction and can basically set up a location after here. Or behind that position. And he's gonna... Oh, that's a cool position, man. Bunny's so cool with his tank positions. And brings in the 2nd tank. Can he make this push work? With no combat shields, I feel like he's gonna have a difficult time. But Solar's actually falling back quite far here. Banshee's coming into the right side to try and push some damage on top of that hatchery in the right corner. And this is starting to go lower and lower. Now Queen's coming in here, they need to transfuse. I'm not gonna die. And we do see the big push here on the left side. It did succeed, and 1 Banshee is still alive. So in the end, the base did get killed here. Over on the left, and yeah. Good for Bunny, I guess. A little bit of a pinch for Solar, even though he had a lot of units, he did not commit into that army. Now he's bleeding out a few units here again. And Bunny is loading up medivacs. He's going into the bottom right. He still has that 1 Banshee. He's checking that vision turret. Solar's trying to overwhelm here. And Bunny did not reinforce his tanks there well enough with the bio. Kind of wasn't in position here. Try and fend off this break. There's breakout potential, and yeah, unfortunately he does lose the bulk of his army. He's gonna load up some medevacs, and he's gonna try and fly into the 3rd or into the main. We'll have to wait and see. A double drop here in the bottom is gonna snipe some Koreans, gonna snipe some creep, is gonna make a big reaction happen here. The Drilling Claw is about to finish up, but this is actually what's happening here right now. We do see a very big drop into the main base. A lot of Marines. Big stim here. Can he snipe those Banes? Oh, he's actually gonna evacuate. I'm not sure about this. He probably should have stayed and tried to win a fight there. Tried to kill that crucial tech. Now he's going into that 3rd base. Loses a medevac to a Spore. But he still has the most of the units alive. As you can see though, this is kind of the issue. Solar was already in position in that location. So I feel like you try to stay there and snipe the infestation pit. Trade out for what you can in that main base. Now this base does get low. Oh my god, he's actually going... He's going further, man. He's going deeper now. Plus 2 weapons did just complete. This is not really the position you're looking for, though, Bunny. But Bunny is looking kind of good. He has a 4th base up and running. He's starting to saturate that. He has a 5th base on the way. The hive is not done yet. Lurker Den on the way. Can he get a hatchery here? Oh, he does not get the hatchery. The hatchery stays alive for only now. Lurker Den might get sniped, man. Bunny everywhere. Dropping left and right. Never really losing these medevacs. Now coming in at the left again with his force here. Remember now they have 2-2. Starting to snipe a few of those banelings. He's dropping into the main again. Finally this should get dealt with. Now he's actually gonna stay alive a little bit longer there. And into the bottom, can he get a few good Widowmine connections? That might be all he needs to try and snowball this fight. But it doesn't seem like the connections were enough here. He does have one more Widowmine there behind this. Good hit. Not enough though. Still getting pushed back here. We do see the Marines in the top though coming again. And he's gonna snipe another base. He's gonna pick up and run again here. Man, Bunny is not letting up the pressure. He's trying to kill down his opponent. He has, as you can see, a command center behind this. He's gonna make another one. He's gonna send that one out. And he's gonna start his transition into Ghosts. That's one thing he didn't do, so he's a little bit slow there. Transition into Ghosts. But if he can keep the bases so low, he's even gonna kill the gold from behind. This is not mineable. Solar did open this though, so yeah, Bunny not clearing that creep was a little bit of a mistake. Could have opened that position for himself to come back later on. Oh my god, he has so many units, look at this. He has such a big army. There's 168 supply against 200 supply. Can he snipe that Hydra Den? I wish he would have focused on that one a little bit more. Does not do it though. Oh yeah, bye bye. Bye bye base. Parasitic bombs finally to grind down these medevacs. Actually dealing a lot of damage. Banshee's still alive. It's crazy, man. And Bunny again sniping everything at the top as well. Oh my god, catching the lurkers unsieged. Very interesting with a few marines there. He has a Reaper remade. Solar is falling apart. Bunny takes the first map. Crazy action-packed game here by Bunny. Really well played. MW are indeed right, Solar's getting owned there. So this is the correct one. Oh yes, that was great. Aldranus, also an old school reference. Oh wait, I think we're still missing a few castles. Oh, whatever. Sort of. View profile. It's almost at 6k, man. He's been grinding a lot. Alright, so we're sitting at a 1-0 situation here for Bunny. He has been looking stellar so far. He's actually looking really on point tonight. And Solar, man, is having a difficult time. He doesn't really look like the Solar he used to be. In the bottom right, we do have Bunny Apuno. In the top left, it is Solar playing for Team Falcons. But yeah, this guy is not looking like his usual self. This is not like the Solar who wins his IEM group 5-0 and he has Cyril and Clem in the group. You know, this is looking like the Solar who wins and who loses 3-0 in the round of 8 at the IEM after this on the second day to like to Showdown. Nothing against Showdown. Showdown is a great player, but he's not a Maru. He's not a Clem. And he's also not a Cyril. And he's not a hero. So yeah. Solar kind of needs to find something here. Needs to find his groove, you know, his mojo. Needs to find his mojo, take it back, become the powerful version of himself again that did manage to win the GSL amongst others, DreamHacks, a lot of tournaments actually. Alright, Bunny should be going into that 3 command center opening here again. Reaper Hellion, Banshee, the impeccable Terran opening. It's gonna take a while to get really hot, even though you make some Hellions, you know. It's gonna take a while to get going, to get the machinery of a production up and running until you can just throw in units after units into your opponent to try and overwhelm and overpower, shoot down everything that the Zerg tries to make to defend himself. Now, it is just so standard and it's so powerful and it's just, there's like no real reason why you would not go for this opening. This provides so much for yourself into the mid game, into the late game. And while it still is very safe in the early game. And there indeed it is, the second command center here on the production tab. And then we'll see the starport follow up here very soon. Oh yeah, I love it when those queens fly. I think like the flying mechanic like that, like the bounce from the Reaper grenades, is actually a really cool thing. But it would be too overpowered if it would be in a different unit, right? Or if the Reaper would have more of a main purpose. I think it's perfectly balanced in that unit it is. And how strong it is. It's actually really good. Imagine Hellions could throw down those grenades, man. Hellion and Reaper coming in here. Making more and more Hellions. And first Banshee with Cloak on the way as well. Oh, he's actually gonna commit now. Sees the queen rotate over and then he's gonna fall back here. It's to wait for more damage, more DPS, more burst. But he should see there's actually just too many queens. Tries to keep the Reaper at the front, so whenever the first shot from the queens happens, it's gonna be on the Reaper. But actually Solar is always kind of target firing until now. But he target fired the Hellions the last couple times there to get the actual damage in. That's gonna prevail there. That base did just land. Banshee's on the way here, coming up into the north. And Spore Crawler will be a little bit late, it feels like, to greet the Banshee. Now, can he roam in with the Hellion Reaper? Is he gonna commit to those? I mean, he kept them alive the whole game there, last game. They eventually became Hellbats into the push. Nice transfuse there to save the drone. Oh, he could actually go for these queens. He has the Reaper and the Hellions here. He could have bounced the queens off creep, killed that creep tumor, and tried to kill the queens, because they're kind of out of energy here as well. They're very low on energy. He's gonna get the high energy queen here with these Banshees. He's gonna go for the Spore Crawler, so there's not gonna be any detection. These Banshees are gonna be very powerful for quite a long time. One queen does not get transfused there. Oh my god, all of the transfuse energy queens were out of position. Now 2 queens already down here. And finally the Overseer is gonna join in the fray here, but man, he needed to pull extra queens there from the main and from the natural that were actually inject queens, so he could hold this hatchery here, but that's already a lot of damage going down onto the hatch. Let's snipe a few drones here. One does dodge into the geyser. Just gonna snipe a little bit of the creep here, a little bit of that one drone, and he's gonna get surrounded and killed! Because he was still on creep. Even if you snipe the tumor, it's still alive, the creep, I mean. Even though it's dead, it's still it still needs to, you know, go back. Now he's gonna throw down the armory, but that's unfortunately, he's not gonna have those Hellions for the push. So this is only gonna be for that 2-2 upgrade. Now this is actually, that was a big mess up, I feel like, by Bunny, because this is making this push way more powerful. Imagine this has 6 more Hellbats with it. He lost 6 Hellions and that Reaper. Imagine he has this with this push as Hellbats now, with that armory. Because he's one of those guys who likes to play it like I want to see it with the Hellbats as an extra buffer and extra AoE against these links here. Now he already needs to kind of pick up here. He's trying to trade this out, but he's gonna lose both of these tanks. He's gonna lose most of these Marines. And Queen's coming in now. Even though there's gonna be another snipe here on one of those Banes. The Queen is not gonna fall. You see combat shields is not done yet. Oh, one Marine does not make it into the medevac, unfortunately. He's gonna get sacrificed to the links there. And see, Bunny tried to reinforce this with a tank and another bunch of Marines, but now he kind of needs to set this up defensively. I wonder why it's not on here. I think that's a better position, but whatever. Now Solar is looking way, way better than on map number 1 here on this one. This, by the way, is the choice of Bunny, funnily enough, but so far Bunny's shenanigans haven't been paid off. Solar's defense has been looking way better. Bunny's trying to save these units. He actually gets all of them into safety here. That one Marine is kind of crazy. They're trying to walk with the Banshees. The Banshees focus firing down Banelings, quite nice here. You need to be careful though, of course. Gonna pull them back here. Some nice usage, I feel like, by Bunny. Still has a drop to the left here. And he's gonna move out and take his 4th base. He's gonna rotate a few units there as well. I love how he's setting up these positions for himself. I have a little bit of a defense here and there. And one Marine this time is gonna get sacrificed into the Zerg Swarm here. Extra barracks coming online. We do see the PF being started in the bottom left here. And that's it. No. There's gonna be the Ultras Cavern on the way for Solar. So he's playing this a little bit different here. He's been playing this only with Link Bane so far. He's going into Adrenaline, he's going into 2-2 upgrades, he's going into Overlord Speed. He could drop Overlords. You can drop Overlords into your opponent's main base, but Bunny, He's gonna have a big push here. He still needs to have that ghost transition though. He's gonna go into Liberators first. That can be enough. But I feel like against Ultralisks you kind of need those ghosts. And Liberators alone probably are not gonna cut it. Now we do see a little bit of an attempt here from Solar to counterattack, but that was scouted by Bunny's Medivac trying to reinforce that top push. He still has not a workable position there. Oh, that tank is gonna get snagged, but the Marines are actually in a very good position. He still has not a good... He has those tanks not in like this location, for example, where he can try to shoot at that. Oh boy. Base. Bye bye Banshee. It was great having you. But he's starting to move in, starting to close in with those tanks. Still a tiny bit too far here, out of range. Oh! Marines misclicked there into the Banelings a little bit, trying to run away and stay safe. At the same time, we do have another counterattack here from Solar, and Solar is just not giving up on this. He's walking in with the Queens though, he needs to be careful. The Marines could just turn around and kill them. Oh my god. If he loses 5 Queens like that, I don't think that's worth it. Now these Banes did just explode on debris. He's gonna lose these Queens here, even though he's gonna kill these supply depots. If those Queens get killed, that's a big deal. Now he does keep 3 of them alive. That's actually quite okay here for Solar, and he does deal a lot of damage. But in the end, Mad Bunny is crisis managing this perfectly here. At least well enough. The Ultralisk is on the horizon though. Starting to come in. There's still no bunker at this base. There's no tank here on the high ground. So another group of Ling Bane coming in here. He does spot one of the Ultralisks a little bit earlier than it should have been. But this feels like Solar might just have too much here. He's starting to overpower. If we can see a good Widowman connection, it's not going to happen. And Bunny needs to evacuate this area. Can he get the Widowman connection? No, again, Solar focusing on those Widow Mines. And he needs some splash in his army. He has no splash right now. He has another tank here. And that's going to siege on the ramp. He's going to be safe for now. But Solar's just rotating into the planetary. He does not have enough Banes. But the Ultralisks might just be too much here with those Banelings, man. Adrenalings. Sorry, with the Lings, not the Banes. Adrenalings there. And he's even going to kill one more base. Yeah, Bunny's dead. Bunny's falling apart. He still does kill this base here on the top, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to lose this command center here on the left as well, making him efficiently a 6 command center Terran into a 3 command center Terran here in just a second, or let's say 5 seconds. And yeah, trying to pull back these units there. There goes the command center, not going to get repaired. And Bunny just has nothing left here. Kind of rallying into... Everything's kind of burning down here at the same time, man. Things are not looking good for our Terran player. GG is going to be called. Solar does take a map in this series here. Thank you for the follow. Swifsa, I guess. Cool name. Let's see what the last map's going to be. Ley lines. Alright, there we go. Hero did already win against Shameless, is waiting against the winner of this series. We're gonna go immediately into that follow-up series. Alright, and Bunny tried to start the game with me in the player slot and not Solar, so I needed to cancel that. I mean, I would have been easily able to crush Bunny, but I don't want to, you know, give Solar an unfair advantage there by finishing the series for him. Alright, so in the top right we have Bunny, and in the bottom left we do have Solar. Well, Solar looked on point last game, and Bunny was having... He was actually making very tiny mistakes only, but that was enough for Solar to just pounce upon. And he edged out a lot of leads for himself there. I think we're gonna see the same though again. Should be that 1 racks into expand into third base, sorry, into factory third base, and or third base and then factory, and then whatever, however he wants to play this. But yeah, it's gonna be the 3cc Hellion Banshee, most likely here from our Terran player. Since this is not like the only real cheese we see from Terrans against Zerg, if it's like the early game, it's gonna be 2 racks, right? And oh wait, why do we see a second depot? I feel like this is different. Maybe I'm mistaken. It's gonna go into the factory. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe this is correct. We're gonna see that 3rd CC. There it is. Just trying to snipe this drone by Solar, trying to be very greedy here. The drone even coming to try and hit that Reaper. If he gets the hit, he gets the kill. He does get the hatchery down though, so he's gonna be fine, and he's gonna pull back the queens. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a different vibe here. I would honestly love to see... I know this doesn't make a lot of sense, but I would love to see a battlecruiser opening with 1 battlecruiser. Gonna go into the tack lab, but this is gonna be the Banshee, of course. The Hanshi, the Hellion Banshee, there we go, man. Finally found a perfectly fitting word, the Hanshi. Hellion Banshee, Hanshi. Getting the creep gem is nice, but he eats a lot of damage on that Hellion. Gets another creep tumor here on the left as well. Very active. Trying to drain the energy, of course, from those queens. That's also like one thing you're doing with this. If you keep on killing the creep, you're basically draining the energy from the queens, and when the banshees come in, there's not going to be enough transfuses eventually. So maybe you can overpower. Now going into the lair here again, of course. First Banshee is most likely gonna walk into the spore here. I hope Bunny is gonna notice this. Solo does not see the 3rd CC actually. He does see a barracks follow-up though, and yeah, the first Banshee didn't kill anything. He shot at 1 drone before that spore crawler did finish, but that's about it. Double engineering bay on the way, 4 barracks being added in right now. The starboard is walking over to try and make that reactor, and Bunny quickly walling this here. Love this actually. Grabbing that SCV, looking like he wanted to just keep that one safe. and is actually gonna make that wall for a second. Now he needs to lower one of the depots. There we go. But yeah, good defense here. Complete waste. He killed one depot, that's about it. Very good crisis management there by Bunny. Going into his 1-1 upgrades here, of course. We do see the double evolution chamber about to finish here. From Solar, he's already going into that baneling speed and instantly clicking the armor here. He's gonna get a few of those queens bounced. I don't think he can get the cancel here. But the banshees were a little bit out of vision there. So maybe he can actually get it, yeah? Some nice dancing. He gets the cancel. Good movement there on those banshees. Immediately being rebuilt, of course. The spore range, vision range was not enough. He finds out about this base, and this could trigger these benches to go over there and try to harass that one. Gonna move back with the Hellions and the armory. It's gonna happen here soon. So if he does not lose these Hellions this time to like a stupid links around that happened earlier, having 6 halberds with this army, yeah, I can see that. But this is on the edge of creep. Solar does see this now. And there we go, transformation complete. Armor is done. Medivac starting to heal up everything. Nice position here for that tank. It's gonna siege in range there of the vision from Solar. But this is actually a very deep push here. And this time the combat shields is on time as well for this push. It was delayed for some reason last game, so wasn't even there ready in time. And Solar is gonna give up the space. He's gonna say, alright, scrap it, we'll go over to the other base. And Bunny's gonna be quite happy with this push already. It's gonna edge in a little bit further. Let's see if I can't maybe attack this third base here. If he could kill the third base, that would be amazing for Bunny. So far, things are looking okay. If he does not lose this army without a good trade, it's gonna be in a very fine position. He does have his own 4th base on the way. He does have another big group of reinforcements. Banshees trying to rotate around to the north to try and hit this base. Defenses will be ready, but not actually enough. Now, just in the nick of time, reinforcements coming in here, I feel like, to really bolster up this army. He's gonna make a very deep line of tanks and bio here. Needs to be careful though, he needs to kill these Banes before they actually connect, and finally gets the bio in a good position. But this army was actually pushed back quite a bit, but not enough. The Banshee's working on the base here, just like that, and maybe he can overpower here in the front line. One Baneling disconnected a little bit here. We do see a few transfuses keeping these Hydralisks alive there, but maybe the Marines are just too many. We'll have to wait and see though. Definitely the +1 carapace helping these Hydras quite a bit here in this fight, and the Banshees would just not be able to kill this hatchery, unfortunately there. This push is being held by Solar, and it feels as though this was a very good trade by Bunny. As you can see in the resources lost, we do see 3,600 to 6,400 here. So indeed quite the nice trade here for Bunny. Now this army has too many medevacs. He needs to get rid of those, or basically split them a little bit better. He's going into concussive shells now. +2 is about to finish here. Can he get a good Widowmine connection? This might a little bit of friendly fire. Not going to do that much friendly fire though. He's trying to snipe down those Banes. He does get a few of them, but now if the Hydras just turn and shoot, they're gonna overpower the Marines here. We do see a big push here into the top. Nice Widowmine setup. This is not gonna be enough to save the space if he can't get all of these drones, man. Oh, that would be the big Widowmine hit he wanted to connect there. We do see one more Widowmine, and they're all like cloaked, right? So they have drilling claws. So Solar can't even see them. Solar's gonna GG. Bunny's gonna take the game here, overpowering Solar there again in the series for the second time with